Good morning, live people, and hello, everybody that's watching this as a video, and welcome to Tarot Time, where we dive into the energies of the week coming up using tarot and other divination tools. So we'll have a meditation card for the week, a tarot spread, and some angel cards, Isis Oracle deck, the Ascended Masters, all kinds of good stuff. And 5 o'clock, we're going to have yoga with Doreen. And she's on. So that's the Children's School of Yoga. And our bodies are resetting now from the summer season, the warm season, to the cool season, especially those of us at mid latitudes or northern latitudes. So it's really important, good time to do a little bit of a yoga reset, to reset the body, the glandular systems, and everything for the season that's coming up. So I'm going to say a few quick hellos, drink some water while the live people are getting their notifications. So those that are watching as a video, just hang in there for a second. And it's a big week coming up, right? We're leading up, well, it's Samhain and Halloween, so we're celebrating the new year, actually, in the Celtic calendar. But it's also about, death and the veils being thin and being able to connect more with the ancestral world and the other worlds. But it's also about new beginnings because it's the new year. So anyway, glad it's on to say hi. So hello, Mr. Floyd Universe, 7 p.m. tonight. 7 p.m. tonight. Blindly inspired. Okay. Blindly inspired. Chris will be on to discuss feng shui for part 2. I think that's Krista, right? And Krista from Blindly Inspired channel. Krista, the volunteer, will be on other times on Mr. Floyd's channel. So check out his universe and his channel. He has a lot of great stuff, great guests that come in. So hey, Beth, welcome. Hi, Tracy. Hi, Jody. Hi, MDR. Hi, Brooke. Good morning. Yes. And thanks, Josh, for letting me know about Phil Lesh's passing to the spirit world. So those of us that like the Grateful Dead, another member of the spirit band, playing in the spirit band. Hey, Brianna, welcome. Hi, Millie. And Children's School Video can only be here for the first 40 minutes. I have a 3-hour training. Wow. And then you'll be back at 5. Wow, you've got a busy day. I may just cut my hair, so I might have different hair when you see me at 5 o'clock. Well, hi, Yvonne. Grand rising to you as well. Hi, Michael. Wow. Hi, Laura. Hi, Chris the Volunteer. Welcome. So check out Chris's channel on YouTube, Chris the Volunteer, Children's School of Yoga's channel. MDR, no, you don't have a channel yet. Michael, no, you don't have a channel yet. Well, if you do, let us know. Yvonne, we're waiting for your channel. I'm just kidding, guys. Brianna, do you have a YouTube channel? Anybody that has a channel that I'm not mentioning, we are a community here. We support one another. That's the way to do it. That's the way to go. So, yeah, big energies that are coming up. We had 2 rounds of solar flares last week. You should have a channel on DRS. Hello, Andrew. Welcome. And Tracy, if I missed you, hi also. Yeah, big energies, big changes that are happening. We had the solar flares. I don't think there were northern lights here last night. If they were very faint. I think you had to be up in Canada. I hear Iceland had a really good show, and that's coming up tonight. And then we'll get the next northern lights from a coronal mass ejection from, I think, an X 3.3 flare, but it's a glancing blow. I think November, I think we're going to have another big one. I think in the first half of November, but we'll see. And that's good. So, hey, Huda, welcome all the way from India. Brooke started posting her beautiful pics on her channel. So Brooke does have a channel. All right, I'll have to subscribe to her. I don't know that. Sairam, welcome. So not only, and thanks for reminding me on the chat, Jared, that not only are we coming up to Halloween and Samhain and the Day of the Dead, and I completely overlooked the fact that we're also coming up to Diwali, which is another autumn festival, I guess, in India. So that's coming up. I think it's November 1st or right around that time. Also, All Souls Day, All Hallows Day is November 1st. All um, wait, All Souls Day, and then what's the other one? All Saints Day. I can't keep track, but anyway, and there's other celebrations that maybe I'm not mentioning. And Scotland has had Northern Lights. Yeah, the northern will have the Northern Lights, and but you all wouldn't like it though. I like the Joe Rogan of this community. I talk about the dark reality living from the heart in this world. It's okay to have that perspective though. Um, that's okay because it's dark and light, right? It's not just, without dark you can't really have light. I'm sorry. So Diwali, that's correct. The night into the first, all the lamps and will be lit. So again, it's a lot of these autumn ceremony. I mean, in India, it's a different climate and everything. It's not like the well, maybe in the Himalayas they are, but in a lot of India, it's not like the leaves are falling and everything's dying and we're celebrating that. But it's a festival of lights, right? So that's amazing. I have to learn a little bit more about Diwali. I have, besides you, Jared, who does a lot of Vedic stuff. So you can check out the channel. He does amazing work on this channel, and it's just on this amazing pilgrimage and he's taking us all along with that. That's gone from Eastern Europe into the Middle East, into the Holy City, Israel, through Dubai, and now into India. So what a lovely, but probably a very intense and emotional adventure that you're on. Yeah, so you can check out all his work there. Yeah, okay. So are we ready to do some tarot work? We start out with the meditation card for the week. We have our this is kind of our community hangout. So if you guys are new and you'd like to introduce yourselves, if you haven't been on one of our live streams or new to the channel, say hi, where in this big wide world you're from. And interestingly, like I was saying, I have a lot of my clients are Indian, and I was looking at my metrics the other day on and the USA. Of course, I'm an American, obviously, so the USA has the vast majority of subscribers and viewers on this channel. The UK is number 2 and India is number 3, of people that view the Medium channel. So it's really, and I do yoga too. I think it's sort of a calling to maybe kind of, it's not like my yoga practice has slipped, but I don't do it as much as I used to because I'm so busy with YouTube and doing my sessions and mediumship and everything. But I think this is all a call to really kind of get back into those ways that I love so much. I also love the Native American ways too. Here's my spirit guide saying, "Well, go to a sweat lodge." There's about 3 different groups that do sweat lodges in this area. I'm world famous. Hey, Flora, yeah. Although some of my shorts don't get shown in Russia if I choose the wrong sounds. Speaking of which, the BRICS nations on my mind. For those that are interested in the trends of the economy, I think it's called BRICS Plus now because there's new associate members now. So BRICS. God, I can't even remember who's the B in the BRICS. I can't remember now. My brain's not working so well. I can't remember. No, R is Russia, I is India, C is China, S is Saudi Arabia. Why can't I remember what country B is? Michael, help! What's the B in BRICS? I can't remember. No, it's not Boston. I think I have some funny guys here. Boston, no. Oh, Brazil. Brazil, that's the B. So they make up five, I think, of the original BRICS nations. And they have some, I mean, you can look at that and say, well, Russia and China, like, I don't know, Cuba's involved, but they have some pretty cutting edge ideologies of how to handle world economy. I have to say, I like to follow what they're saying, along with the others. The group of 20, the group of 7, or they were the group of 8, and then they're the group of 70. I can't freaking keep track. But anyway, S is South Africa. S is not Saudi Arabia. Thank you for that. Thanks. Okay, and you know what? You're right. Yeah, Saudi Arabia came in later. They weren't one of the original members. Thank you for that, for correcting me. Um, so there you go. I am USA, New Jersey. Well, I'm in the Catskills, so we're not that far apart. This hyperbole and the coming world. I have to post this just because it's a little jaded but funny, and we love it. I have that. Yeah. You're reminding me. Yeah, thank you for reminding me that. Blindly inspired, basically. Yeah, Saudi won't ditch the dollar yet, gratefully or gracefully. I think you're trying to say. This is So I mean, there's a lot of ideals out there about what's going to happen with the economy and everything. Kind of the replacing the dollar with another form of currency and doing away with the IRS, the exchange rate, and all that stuff. Great thing to work towards, anyways. I just don't think the world's ready for it. So my feeling is it's going to take a little bit longer than some people believe, but some of these ideas like Gesara, I don't know how they pronounce it, but were really around in the 70s when I started to get into like political science and stuff like that, and was interested in what Jerry Brown was doing, what he was saying. That was the first time I heard about the proposal to do away with the income tax and instead have a fix. I think it was like 14%. Sales tax on everything. I mean, a lot of people didn't like that, but in my simplistic view of the world, I know it's a very complicated machine, but in my simplistic view, it's like, if they did that would push all the buttons. The rich would still get taxed more because they buy more stuff. There'd be no IRS, so there'd be no cheating on income taxes, blah, 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 and so forth. I mean, if you guys have opinions on that, let me know. I feel like Spirit's saying we're still about 10 years away from that, hopefully sooner. Some people believe that it's already happening. So we'll see. We get a lot of conflicting information out there. And as I often say, and I'll say it again, don't buy into the divide. Learn everything. It's good to take it all in. I like to see what the far left is saying. I like to see what the Q people are saying. Also, the far right. Doesn't mean I have to be programmed by either side, right? I can be in my heart and be in the center and just be educated on what's going on out there, what people's views are. So that's possible. So let's stop fighting about it, right? But that's the idea. We want to create that balance and that unity, not let the powers that be continue to divide us. And we're coming up to the elections. So the next, 9 days away, are going to be extremely intense. Double down on your heart-brain coherence. That's great because you get out of that program. When you're in the heart, you're out of the program. Double down on your yoga. Join us at 5 for an autumn yoga set with Doreen. Here we go. So I was waiting for you to chime in here. So Saudi Arabia could very well be the linchpin as they control the oil. That makes sense. They can easily decide not to accept the US dollar for oil as they are backed by Russia and China. BRICS just wants fair trade. Thank you. Hi, Lynn from Connecticut. Welcome. And having tech issues this morning. Hopefully I'm not having tech issues. Big shift in energy ahead. Thank you, Blindly Inspired, for that. And it's happening. The energies are just crazy off the hook, and it's kind of like waves. Everything, in the energetic world travels in waves, light waves, sound waves, cosmic waves, or whatever. So we have these waves of increased frequency and intensity of the cosmic fields or the cosmic energies. It affects us. We don't sleep. Maybe the sun expresses that through solar flares. People act up, people get angry, whatever it is, and then the trough comes. We get to sleep for a day or two, and then the next wave comes in. But it's all part of the ascension. It's all part of the transformation of humanity, basically, where we're becoming, transcending from human to superhuman, if you like that analogy or that description, or you could even say from primitive human to more evolved human, basically, because I'm sorry, but as long as there's wars going on and people are killing each other because they don't agree, that's primitive behavior in my book. Um, uh, so here we go. The UAE will not accept the U.S. fiat dollar. Likewise, nations continue to dump our treasury bonds and are buying gold. I'm waiting for gold to come back down. Silver, it's a little bit more stable. Silver's what, at 34 now? So, I mean, I only bought a kilo, but still, I've made about $300 on that kilo. So that's something. Becoming supernatural. Thank you. So this is where I get to put a little nod out there to the wonderful and great Joe Dispenza. Thank you for that comment, Andrew. You guys should probably read Becoming Supernatural. And what's the other book that I like? Oh my God, I can't remember. Problem with doing this on Sunday morning, just like my Saturday from a long week of readings, and my brain hasn't waken up yet. You Are the Placebo. That's the other book. You Are the Placebo. He has others, but anyway. So let us do our meditation card. Yes. Um, I'm flashing onto this Pink Floyd song. I wish I remember the name of it. But they talk about like it's like a story about like a retirement home for haters, and they're having like Menachem Begin and all the others like getting together in this song and just kind of duking it out in this little kind of old age home. Mr. Floyd, if you know that's what that song I'm talking about. It's one of their later albums that still had Roger Waters. And I can't remember the name of the album either. After the Wall, after Animals. Was it The Home of Retired Dictators or something like that? Oh, you don't know? Okay. Home of Retired Dictators. I can't even remember the name of that album. Oh my God. But it's a fun song. Of course, it's a Roger Waters song. He kind of over time kind of took over doing more of the vocals. Like on Animals, I think except for Dogs, he did all of the vocals on Animals, most of it on The Wall. A Momentary Lapse of Reason. That's the album. Okay, so I remember, at least I remember that part. All right. Away from music, back to tarot. Meditation card, clearing my mind. So this way, Spirit just guides me to the card they want for us. This one. Thank you very much. The card of stability. I like that. Suzette Suniverse, welcome. Echoes, Pink Floyd. Well, Echoes is an amazing song, quintessential Pink Floyd. But that said, from a momentary lapse of reason. something like the home of retired dictators. I can't remember. I'll have to find that song. I'll send it to you, Mr. Floyd, somewhere. Uh, all right. So anyway, so meditating with tarot cards, the way I recommend, like any other meditation, we get very relaxed, open heart, open mind, stop thinking, and just be, and allow yourself to be present. And then in your mind, this is the Nine of Pentacles. This is the Morgan Greer deck. You can take a mental snapshot if I can get this in a place where you can see it. Or if you have your own cards, pull that out. Do this every night for this week. This is good stability. Pentacles is about money and security. Nine is about completions. Um, and the card itself represents security and other things also. Contentment, things of that nature. So you kind of in your mind step into the card, and as soon as you step in, you with your mind and heart, first thing you always gauge what you feel, because what you feel is a beautiful indicator of the frequencies and energies. It's a different reality that coexists within this reality. Like every tarot card's like a universe unto itself, so to speak. Um, and it represents all possibilities in life. So the major arcana represents the transitions of consciousness. Those are the cards like the Tower card, like this card, the High Priestess. The ones that have the words and the pictures, and these are called the minor arcana. So these are more like the fixed points of reality, where the major arcana, at least in my understanding, is the energy and frequency that shifts the reality, so to speak. It's almost like the 369 code of the tarot world in a way. And um thank you for that. So yeah, if you guys are new and you like what we do, definitely subscribe to the channel, and then more of our videos come up on your home feed basically. But uh um yeah, remember, so like, okay, Lord be, yeah, those are our songs on that. The turning away, a momentary lapse of reason. I think it's called something like the home of retired dictators. I'm probably confusing it, but if anybody figures it out, please let us know. All right. So, anyway, so when you step into the car and you're very relaxed, this may be a spirit guide or somebody that has a message for you, a being that has a message for you. Uh, it could be about your security, your physical or spiritual security. There's really is no physical security unless you find spiritual security, right? Because spirit lasts forever. Nothing in this physical is going to last forever. So that's a little secret of how to create more stability in your very temporary earth life is to be one with spirit or God, the one thing that'll last forever, basically. Thank you. There we go. There we go. Mr. Floyd found it. The Fletcher Memorial Home. There you go. You found it. Good for you. um Uh, So, anyways, that's what they need to do. Round them all up and put them in Fletcher's memorial home. Yeah. Uh, all right. So you can look at what Michael Marr saying about investing in gold and precious metals. So that's it. So do that every day so you can get very relaxed, clear mind, clear open heart, step in. Messages, you may see other beings, you may see other scenery, everything. When you step out of your personal mind and into your spirit mind and do spiritual exercise, from that point on, everything that you get is from spirit. Um, what you feel, what thoughts come up in your mind. Like if I'm doing a reading, for example, those of you that are readers or aspiring to be readers, I clear my mind, I open my heart. And if I have a thought, it's not my thought, it's coming from the other person. Or if I'm doing mediumship, it's coming from the spirit coming through. Oh, thank you so much. And for Halloween, we get orange super stickers. Thank you, Suzette. We love you. Thank you for that. And anybody that donates to the channel, we thank you. Money goes into supporting the channel, obviously. The last week, and a lot of it's thanks to your donations, by the way. Last week, I actually broke $200 in AdSense, and so it's like, oh, I'm making money from YouTube now. $200 last month, and then about $300 from my Patreon goes. That's $500. After 4.5 years of doing this, I should get paid something, right? So you found the lyrics too. Take all your overgrown infants away somewhere and build them a home, a little place of their own. The Fletcher Memorial for incurable tyrants and kings. Yeah, I love that. Those lines. Thank you. All right, so we're doing a 3-card spread now as we talk about music and other things. Now, in my mind, they're showing me the 10 of Wands. That's a spirit card that just came through. 10 of Wands is the figure that's got a lot of wands on their back, and they're moving forward. It's a card of a lot of responsibility. It's a card of success. But it should remind us we need to lighten our loads now. Wow, I think that was a raven. It might have been an eagle, but a big freaking black bird just flew right across my window and through the trees there. It's too big to be a crow. That was either a raven or an eagle. I wish I wish it came back, because eagles have the white heads. They're very easy to spot. But anyways, am I usually this scattered? If the new people are asking that, yeah, on a Sunday morning, yeah. But the 9 of Pentacles is the card of being grounded. So in any event, right. The eagle distracted me, or the raven distracted me from my last thought. So we're going to do a 3-card spread. This will be the energies for the week coming up. It's one of those Sundays, yeah. So those that have unsealed inner child traumas and egos, it's a time to embrace those things. They're not bad. They're bad when they're hidden. I mean, we've all had traumas. Most of us have at least some unhealed traumas. I think I'm at least 90% there, 90 to 95%. But I know just the way I react to things sometimes, I know that I still have unhealed traumas. Otherwise, why would I have negative reaction? Well, other than the fact that there's crazies out there, but that withstanding, right? All right, so let me just clear my mind a second. Spirits, Spirits is saying a couple of things. One is saying it's okay to have unhealed trauma. That doesn't make you less than, or doesn't make you. It doesn't mean there's something wrong with you. It makes you human, basically. And they brought the thought back. That was the 10 of Wands. So that was the card they gave me spiritually. So those wands can represent burdens. The idea is to take those burdens out. They can be unhealed traumas. They can be past resentments. We've got to forgive. I know it's hard. I say this almost every week. But when you don't forgive somebody, you're hurting yourself. It has nothing to do with the other person. You're holding on to their energy, or what shitty thing that they did to you in the past. Basically, yeah, I'm not a big religious person, though I respect all the religions, but I always go back to what Jesus said, at least according to the translations available to us from the Bible. Forgive them, Father, for they know not what they did. He was hanging from a cross, so no, we're not laying guilt trips or anything like that, because that's a very low vibration. I feel like spirits talking to me, saying, yeah. And Jesus didn't die for our sins. He lived to help us through that. In fact, don't deny your sins either. That's part of that dark, the dark part of our nature. We can't deny dark, right? We have to integrate it into the light, basically. Then you heal from these things. And sins versus virtue. What's the difference? Is the difference just what we perceive, or what labels we put on certain things based on our own belief systems or our own programming? So there you have it, right? Anyhow, that's a great comment, and that sums it up perfectly, Millie. Exactly. So it's not a negative thing. We want to embrace these things. They happen for a reason. Um, to get a little bit personal or transparent. There's a reason I suffered through a nanny. My parents weren't too careful about who babysat us. That I suffered of sexual abuse as like a 4, 5, or 6-year-old. I know I was very young with that, and there's a reason for it. That was part of my that's part of my path now, part of my opening, my ascension, as it were, as well as future things that are going to happen. Of course, the future is all happening now. Okay. All righty then. Clearing my mind. 3 card spread. Keeping the 10 of Wands in mind. That can be also very governmental. Big surprise. That would come up week before election day. The most brutal election yet. I keep getting, and I'm using the word brutal, just defining on how people are behaving and the effect that's having on the world. Not necessarily calling any candidate brutal, just to be clear. Just like people are so like charged. It's programming. Again, be in the heart. But it's like I did this video. I thought it'd be fun. Like, let's do the astrology and try to figure out who might win this election based on the astrology and numerology. It's like, yeah, Mary put it well. I forgot what term you used, but but I caught a lot of shit from that. And the thing is, when people are programmed and you're really trying to play it down the middle, basically. So I had the left-wing people accusing me of drinking the Trump Kool-Aid. Then I had the right-wing people accusing me of favoring Harris and not being impartial, like I was saying. And I try to say, this was just the astrology numerology. It was not my opinion here. This was what my interpretation of astrology numerology. So anyway, just kind of reminded me what's going on out there. Anyhow, cards that I pulled are as such. They're all reversed. Got the star card again. So I hold this a little farther away just so that this video doesn't get flagged for nudity, because the star card has, God forbid, exposed naughty bits of the chest. I'm thinking Monty Python now with naughty bits. Naughty bits. These are all reversed. Okay, they're all reversed. Spirit saying that means this is time to go more inward. When everything's getting so supercharged before these elections, for us in this community, this is time to maybe step back a little bit, go more into meditation, more into yoga. 5 o'clock with Doreen today, more into yoga, more into our spiritual practices, more into our grounding, more into our centering, basically. I feel like this is showing a lot of people getting very down and very depressed. So I think we're going to encounter a lot of people with their heads down this week, just shaking their heads like, what's wrong with people? What's wrong with the world and stuff like that. Now, this leading card, this Knight of Wands reverse, to me, that's very reactionary. It's fire, a fire in tarot. Knights represent fire, wands or rods represent fire. This is a reason to really be in your heart. Be aware of your reactions, your responses, reactions, whatever you want to call it. Like, if I'm not going to try to stop myself from getting upset or angry. I'm going to allow that to happen. I'm just going to step back and observe myself doing that rather than being that angry and upset person. As Joe Dispenza points out in a lot of his teachings and videos, when you do that, you step out of your programming for a minute and have the opportunity to observe and in action, and from awareness can come change, basically. So it was a very reaction. Also, the Sun card, this could also be showing, there may be a big flare this coming week or next week. I think, could I try to follow the Northern Lights people? And I think there's a chance because of the alignment of 2 or 3 different sunspots coming together that could produce a big one. And if it's Earth directed, then we get another Northern Light show. And then the star card's hope and inspiration. Now it's reversed, but it's there. The sun card is happiness and joy. Find your sense of happiness every day, whether it's through a meditation or watching a really good video, like watching one of Mr. Floyd's Universe's video with Laura doing her readings, or Krista from Blindly Inspired talking about feng shui, or Chris the volunteer doing whatever it is. This community branches out in a lot of directions now. Or check out Who the Soldiering through India now, and you can catch a lot of his videos from his journey. Like, whether, I don't know if for Jared, if this was a conscious effort or if it just happened this way, but you're basically doing a lot of light work, a lot of grid work in the places that you're going, and really helping to heal the land. Because as these higher frequencies keep hitting our collective consciousness, well, the earth is our collective being also, and the earth stores a lot of the pain and trauma, like the Middle East, the Gaza Strip, the West Bank, Israel. These have been areas that there's been a lot of pain and a lot of suffering, and the earth absorbs it, and these higher frequencies come in, it releases it, and then there's renewed wars and aggression. Then look at Africa, because you don't hear about what's going on in Africa. I mean, it would make your hair curl. Well, my hair's already curly. You better make your hair curl. Like, if you knew some of the atrocities that are going on. I mean, I probably know about 0.1% of it. And it's hard to get information on that. South America, Central America, it's not just there, but that's where the lens of the world is focused on, that part of the world right now. So what we see going on there, that's a big part of it also. And of course, it's a big deal because it taps into the fundamentals of Judaism, as well as Islam, Christianity, and all that stuff, and how mass suppression, mass genocide, and all that stuff. So it really, the more of us that can really do like energetic work, because Spirit asks us to help to raise the frequencies, and we can do that becoming a channel of light and channeling that into the world and into the collective. That's a lot of what we do when we do the master teachers channeling here. A lot of that is channeling new information into your systems, that's helping the collective and helping to raise your frequencies also, basically. And hang in there, basically. It's everything's divinely guided. So we see all that's going on in the world, and we can get really into a negative mindset about that. And sometimes we have to remember it's all divinely guided, and we can look at things so many different ways. There's so many different vantage points. I could look at the world and just be totally disgusted with humans and just be a misanthrope, basically. I could go that route, or I could go another route and say, well, there is pain and suffering, but it's all an illusion also, because I've been doing mediumship for over 20 years. It's a consistent message. Like, when I died, I woke up from the dream. When I died, 5 years of cancer didn't matter, because the pain was just an illusion, and there's something much higher and greater. So we can look at it from different vantage points. We still want to ease the suffering of the living, obviously, but understanding that there's a divine purpose, and that the pain and the suffering really is part of the dream and part of the illusion. I mean, honestly, for me, being an empathic person, it's not a huge consolation for me, but it's an understanding, if that makes sense, and understanding there's a purpose and a reason for everything. So I think a lot of us are going to be going inward. I think that's the major message. It doesn't take a psychic or tarot reader to tell you there's going to be a lot of chaos and dissension in the world. We know that, we're living it. This is really about what we can do to make it better for ourselves, for our community, and by raising our consciousness, we feed the collective with more positive energy also. So on that note, let me go into a Native American tarot card as well. I want to check in with your comment. So live fire homa, these are beautiful. Oh, it's blocked in some countries. Oh, sorry about that. So new moon's coming up soon, so there'll probably be another fire homa, right, Jared? And Einstein waves and I don't know what EAV are, waves of love, waves and waves of love and light and grace, compassion. Yes. My friend told me about be the light. Yeah, you got a lot of comments. 33 in the chat. Talks about pain, suffering, divine, very powerful. Went up to 35. Yeah. On Diwali. Okay, perfect. Well, yeah, new moon's on November 1st, so perfect time to do fire homa. So I'll try to be there. It's good because you do it at the time here in the States, anyways. We're doing my evening yoga usually, so that's perfect. And I can do the fire homa, absorb the mantras and the fire energy as I'm doing my yoga practice. So for me, it works out perfectly. Did I say full moon, new moon? Thank you. New moon is November 1st, not the full moon. And thank you, Millie. Yeah, love is meant to be. The energetic went everywhere. Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Divine yeah, 33. Yeah, they went up to 35. So we've been trending between 30 and 40 today. Said a little bit quieter than usual on the live, but it is what it is. We are Andrew Care. All right. El Dia de los Muertos, that's November 1st, right? Diwali is November 1st. All Hallows Day, All Souls Day is November 1st. Yes, new moon on 10/31, same as Halloween. I'll have to double check my calendar, but I think it's November 1st on the East Coast, but I could be mistaken. It's right around then, anyways. All right. Clearing my mind. Okay, I'm thinking too much. When we're thinking, we're not connecting with spirit. When we're connecting with spirit, we're not thinking, right? We're just in the flow. There we go. That feels better. More in the flow there. And what do we get? Ooh, an ace. Ace of blades. It came out reversed, but I'm going to hold it forward, which is similar to the ace of swords. New beginnings, victory. November is an interesting month because it's a 19-month in numerology. So this week, oh God, you're gonna see me live a lot this week. It's gonna make up for not seeing me at all for a whole week live. So we're gonna have a new moon forecast. We're gonna have on Thursday night, Halloween night, at 7, we're gonna do some powerful portal work with the master teachers to help to connect with and release some of the shadow aspects and to step into the light on this Celtic New Year and the celebration of lights. Then on I'm doing parties, like I'm busy with work both on the 1st and 2nd, so I may see if Heather can do the new moon by herself, do new moon healing. And also the November psychic forecast that we're doing on Wednesday, I believe, or Tuesday, I believe Wednesday. And that's what reminded me. It's a 19-month, which reduces to what? 19 is the sun. So there's going to be an infusion of light, energetically coming in for November. We've been in October, right? We've been in our nine universal month in numerology, which is very energetic. It's Mars ruled, so it has a lot of energy, but it's also it's a monthly effect, so it's kind of a completion in a way. I mean, new beginnings. What does that mean? Well, either way, we'll have a new president, no matter which one of them wins. It's looking like that second part of that prediction about both Biden and Trump not being on the ballot come November 1st. It looks like the second half of that isn't coming true. In fact, Trump is, I think today he's doing a rally in Madison Square Garden. So a lot of hoopla there and a lot of traffic also in Manhattan. Uh, so anyhow, so that's coming up. Yeah. So I'm missing a lot of what you're saying about the about that. I'm doing. This is kind of cool. I'm doing 4-day deep portal from third embracing life running through the very good. So if you're free, I mean, I know it's late for you in Europe, but it always comes as a replay anyway, right? So when I do a live event, like even with the master teachers, they're not physical beings. So you can tune in from the moon next Tuesday and get the same downloads of energies that you would if you were watching live. But anyway, let's see. Neighborhood, yeah, right. And Trump was on Joe Rogan. Yeah, I heard that also. Yeah. What is politics? That's a good question. What is politics? I never heard of it. Good man. Love your style. Your prayer sent. Yeah. She's in Eastern Europe, though. So 7 o'clock is pretty late there. MDR prayer sent. Yes, thank you for that. So anyway, new beginnings. Swords is the mind. It's air. Ideas. So look at whatever ideas you come into. You're going within and not feeding into all the craziness out there. I know we have to interact with the world. I get that. A lot of us have jobs. We have to shop and all that. But when you're internal and working with spirit and going within, pay attention to new ideas that come up as the economy changes, as the world changes. Even if we do have another crash or whatever happens, I feel spirit saying ups and downs. It's funny because they're saying, right now we'll see how the timelines are. They're saying sort around February. That could be a very significant crash where the world's going to have to pay attention. So we'll keep that in mind. See what happens in February with the economy. But so that just came through. Um, but what ideas come? Because you remember I use this story a lot. During the Great Depression, two brothers sold wine in California on the roadside, became millionaires. They were known as the Gallo brothers. So think outside the box. That's as Pluto goes into Uranus, the sign of thinking outside the box, originality. That's happening in November for good. Um, that's what we need to do. There's so many ways of bringing money, and look at money as an unlimited commodity. It's energy, basically. The form is well, it used to be bills or coins. Now it's data on a computer, basically. But you think of that, money's there. If we don't have money, we're not connecting to that energy of money, basically. And we have to be aware of the trends in society. If you want to go into the business, say, understand the trend. What's going to hit in 2 years, and start doing that now. Like in 2019 on New Year's Eve, Spirit told me to start a YouTube channel. They said there's going to be a need for it. They didn't say there's a need for now. They said in the future there's going to be a need for it as people awaken. So what did I do? I started a channel on spiritual awakening. Slow and steady's won the race. 15,000 subscribers isn't bad for 4.5 years. Nothing's ever gone viral on this channel. It's been a steady flow of people coming, people going, people coming, people going. But the point being, as the mass awakening hits, people are going to be looking more for like channels like ours. That's you guys also. They're going to be looking more for those. So hang in there, basically. People that are genuine, because there's a lot of the opportunists and the phonies are jumping on the bandwagon without adequate experience and knowledge to really be, doing what we're doing. Basically, it's like Oh, spirituality's big. Oh, I'm going to become a spiritual teacher and go on YouTube. It's like, no, don't work that way. Thank you, Marie. Thank you for the super sticker. We love you guys. So you got a red one, and Suzette got an orange one. Beautiful energy. Thank you. And it all returns a millionfold, right? Let's do frequency of the week. So I have my I'll keep these cards handy if I need to go back to them. I'm trying to keep mindful of that of your chats also. What does it say? My heart breaks. Saying over 9 children have lost their father. Oh yeah. No, I know. And interestingly, this would also appear to mass exposure, right? So that's really happening now. So look what's going on with what's he P Diddy or whatever that dude's name is. You get little snippets on mainstream news about how certain people in Hollywood are being questioned about sex trafficking now. It's happening. It's all starting. And thank you, Finally Inspired. And with good read, folks do not want CBDC. If the elites behind the curtain are still in power, they will come up with creative ways of getting us worker bees to conform to it. Okay, thank you. Just going back here. So, hi, Colleen. If I missed you earlier. Hi, Lindsay. If I missed you earlier, also. All right. And I've had connection with them since they've passed. Oh, all right. Yeah, it's inevitable. It's still in Rikers. It's inevitable that I'm missing some of your conversation because I need to focus on giving the messages. But thanks you guys for sharing everything with each other and being such an amazing community. I appreciate you so much. All right. So glad this is all coming out. Yeah, there's so much that needs to come out still. So much. They show me things like opium, like maybe it'll come out that, about how many of our soldiers that pure of heart wanted to help our country, you wound up dying because of wars around opium trades or around arms dealings or whatever the reason, oil, whatever it is. Oh, thank you, Millie, for that also. All right, so frequency that nothing became of Epstein, so they need more than that. They need a lot of them to come out with the same freaking list before people will wake up. But the elites are connected to that. At least that's my belief. I know it's still a theory, but that's my belief. The elites aren't going to want that to come out. It's, we the people have to really stand up and have to come together and keep voicing what we know and what our opinions are, basically. All right. Yeah, right. Yeah, thank you, MDR. What about the politicians? Yeah, that's all part of a system of control. I've told you guys before, but for the benefit of the new people, my parents in the 60s were afraid to leave me alone. They're saying children were disappearing, never being heard from again. Where did they go? This is not new. I mean, I don't know that they became part of the trafficking, but where did they go? Of course, my brother and I wanted to run away with the hippies and go to Woodstock. I was 9 and he was 11. That's beside the point. Maybe they all went to Woodstock. I'm just kidding. We got to keep our sense of humor, right? Especially when things are really challenging. So, clearing my mind, let me ask Spirit to guide my hand to the right card for the frequency according to the Sacred Geometry Oracle. Oh, I like that frequency of compassion. We need that. With all that's going on, we need compassion, right? So what it says in the card is the frequency of compassion supports our ability to stand by by others without judgment, and be the divine mediator between heaven and earth, spirit and matter, so that unconditional love can flow from source through our heart and into the world. Thinking about Dr. King, Martin Luther King, I have a dream. This is my dream, right? What it says in compassion. 15 reduces to a 6 in numerology. 6 is Venus, so it's very hard. Green is very hard chakra. Some blue and golds in this card. So if you just kind of take in the sacred geometry by gazing the center, you kind of tap into that frequency and that energy. When people are so divided, we have to understand, if we have opinions on politics or the world and somebody has opposing viewpoints, we still have to be compassionate, not judgmental towards that person. Even if we don't agree, we don't have to agree. That's not necessary. That's not, in fact, I think that's counter to compassion. That's just, to me, that's just people pleasing, basically. To agree if you don't agree, right? But compassion is you can still have opinion. You can still not agree with the other person, but that doesn't mean you stop loving them, right? A lot of people are programmed out there. It's not their fault. We have to have compassion for that. I remind myself of that every day when I get pissed off at what's going on out there and who I'm encountering or what snide negative comment I get on a video and all that kind of stuff. It's like I still can forgive them at the end of the day, right? So anyway, moving right along, there's lots of divination cards to gives a well-rounded, energetic forecast. Okay. This is Isis Oracle deck. And this is the card. And cards are too slippery when your fingers are dry. But anyway, of Solstice. Solstice, stellar blessings of the celestial goddess of abundance. So that's been a little bit of a theme also. So maybe this is the time to think about or to create more abundance. Abundance, and I don't know if I shared this on the video, probably a couple, but abundance is of the heart, right? It's a very similar frequency as love and compassion and some money, abundance, all that stuff. It's not that different energetically than love, compassion, frequency. Money is traditionally green or gold. These are colors of the heart chakra also. So the more abundance we have of love, the more magnetic we are to physical abundance, whether you want a nicer home or a better job or more money to travel. In my case, it would be to do more teaching, to do more retreats, to have a retreat in Sedona, one in wherever. Mount Shasta always draws me ever since the 1993 when I slept at the foot of Mount Shasta. Before I knew much of anything when it comes to like UFOs and that, I couldn't sleep because the Native American spirits were just bothering me, and I was seeing aliens in my mind, and I didn't know about Mount Shasta. I was following the Grateful Dead, basically. 1993 was my year to go travel and do some shows and hang out with the hippies, basically, because in 1992 I got a message that Jerry Garcia was going to die. So in 1993 I went to see all those shows, and he got off of the heroin, he lost some weight, he was dancing on stage, he sounded great. It was a nice send off, that I got to experience that, basically. But I with a couple of kids that I hitchhiked with, I got to sleep at the foot of Mount Shasta and have that experience also. We were on our way from Eugene, Oregon to Mountain View, California, for different shows out west. Yeah. No, Ma'am Chats is really fascinating. Yeah. So anyway, so that's sad. Let's go. I agree, Mr. Floyd. Stellar beings with the celestial goddess of abundance. All right. So I think I got that message. So you have Kyle Gray's Divine Masters Oracle next. I know you were at some of the same shows at 93. Were you at Deer Creek for the solstice shows? We were all like going, "Oh, look at the helicopter! They're airlifting Jerry," and we're all like stoned or tripping or whatever. Then years later, I found out, yeah, they were airlifting him because there were death threats on him. Yeah, there were threats against his life, so they airlifted him after the shows. Um, and I'll tell you, it was in a way I didn't get jaded, but a little disillusioned, about the scene. Because I remember the '70s doing the college shows, and everybody was just loving life. I was like sleeping in a tent, and then there were people yelling, and then some people saying they came in and stole our nitrous and all that, and there's all that kind of negative stuff going on, and I was like, oh, scenes, but the shows were great. I met some amazing people. I did some great drum circles, so I had a great time. So anyhow, yeah, I was at RFK, so that's where I know I saw you there. I just know that we passed each other. Um, so so that was the second part of it. So the first no, that was the first part. So from Deer Creek, we went to RFK. Then in August, I flew out um to Portland, and I got down to Eugene. I don't even remember how I got down to Eugene. I didn't rent a car, and it's 2 hours away. How did I get down to? I don't even remember how I freaking got down there. But anyway, we got there. R.I.P. Phil Lesh. A box of rain will ease the pain, and love will see you through. That box of rain is quintessential Phil Lesh, by the way, a song about his dying father. So I've been quoting that line from that song a lot. Yeah, so Phil Lesh recently passed on at age 84 on a transplanted liver. I think he did very well, and he did shows last year. So up until 83, he was doing his thing, music. All right, Kyle Gray, Clearing Mind. Uh, Maat or Mahat. I never know how to pronounce that. Divine intervention, weigh up your options, choose the highest good. So yeah, Maat ways. Maat can be about karma, all that kind of stuff, justice. A lot of people that are into the Egyptian mysteries, if they have a court case coming up and they're in the right, they'll call on Maat for fairness and justice. So that's really good. Oh, so yeah, I didn't see too many of the shows after Jerry died. I saw one version of I think it was Dead and Friends, with Joan Osborne up in SPAC. That's in Saratoga, a couple of hours from where I live. That I like, but I saw a couple. It was just too sad for me without Jerry, so I just couldn't see them. I understand that John Mayer did a great job. Well, he's a great guitarist. I wasn't a big fan of his music because it's not really my genre or my style, but he is an amazing guitarist, and he could do he could do Jimi Hendrix too, by the way. Work with Anubis associated with Libra. Thank you for that. So that's a good addition to the meaning of that card. Thank you. And what is Mr. Floyd saying? Just on my first card Ray deck will be used on Good Dawning. Oh, good. So check out Good Dawning with Mr. Floyd, 10:33 a.m. Eastern time every morning, but Sundays. All right, so I know because we get into these conversations. That's why these sessions are so long. So we're coming up to a new moon. Let's do Moonology, animal totems, and angels, and then we'll get on with our Sundays. Exactly. Yeah, that's why we talk a lot about that. Yeah. Um, I'll bet it was great. You saw every year. I'll bet it was. Sometimes you have to just get over yourself and do it. I mean, I still had a good time, but it would have been nice to at least see one of them with John Mayer. But I hear he did an amazing job. All right, it's lovely. Lol, a family meeting. Yeah, it's kind of like a family meeting in a way. Yeah, like I was saying. I like Smashing Pumpkins, by the way. Shared that he remembered a high-ranking record executive, real as reptile. Oh my God. I'm not a big fan of Pearl Jam musically. I know a lot of people are from that era, but I love what, oh God, I can't remember his name, Eddie Vedder, the way he would shun the music industry, call people out, I love that part of that, and apparently Smashing Pumpkins were similar. Um, oh, that's interesting that he was able to do that. That's great. I mean, Jerry Garcia was good, nothing to take away from him. I mean, he's the best nine-finger guitarist on the planet when he was here, but not John Mayer. Not with the technical skills. We'll put it that way. But Jerry was very fast. He was great, and he had his own sound and his own style. Absolutely. Right. Found my card, and the card is New Moon in Capricorn. We've got New Moon coming up in Scorpio, not Capricorn. But your hard work is paying off, so that's a good message. You guys, because I know you guys that have the YouTube channels, you know that it's a lot of work, right? Our hard work is paying off. It's not always about dollars and cents. It's about abundance of what we share and how we're helping humanity and helping our community, and then the money comes because it's attracted to the heart frequency. It's the spiritual counterpart of abundance. So our hard work's paying off. All right, moving right along. Which one? Well, we'll do medicine cards today. I've got both of my animal decks here. We'll do medicine cards today, which are North American totem animals. Here we go. We got horse, power. Horses represent power, also freedom. Love horses. They're divine, beautiful beings of light. So this is about our empowerment and our sense of freedom. So when we're in our heart and our power, that's the name of the game. So the world wants to, well, I shouldn't say the world, but the powers that are trying to control humanity want to diminish and get us out of our power. This is the time to just say F you and go back into our power. It starts by being in the heart. The power is in compassion. It's in love. It's in there's another word I can't think of, but you get the idea. Be grateful. They're saying also there's a lot of power in gratitude. Gratitude is very freeing also, and it's very empowering. You tap into the master frequency. Listen to a little bit of, well, Joe Dispenza, but also Greg Braden and Teresa Bullard talk about the master frequency and how to tap into that. You do just by feeling grateful. Just conjure those emotions up. If you're in one of those moods where you don't want to feel grateful for nothing, all the more reason to do it. It's like doing a workout when you feel really sore. You dread doing it, but then when you start getting into your workout, all of a sudden it starts to flow, and then it starts to get easier. So remember that, right? And horses, they will keep going forward. They'll keep going and going. The people of North America, they would take their horses up the mountains. They would keep going through the rocks, through the deserts, all that kind of stuff to get to that destination, to help guide us to our destination, basically. And if any of you are horse people, you probably know that once you really tune into the frequency of the horses, you virtually don't even need the reins to steer them. You think it and they'll go, basically. But that takes a high level of connection, obviously, but that can happen. What was I saying? Robert Smith. I love Robert Smith. Songs of a Lost World is coming. Oh yeah, I love the love Robert Smith and the Cure. Absolutely, yeah. I thought you were saying Lost in the Lost World. We said Songs of a Lost World. Say oh, that's the Moody Blues. That's not Robert Smith, but no, different song or different album. What's else? Let's do our angel card and let's get going here. Let's see, Morrissey always sees. Yeah. Morrissey's another brilliant, amazing. And honestly, I never really took to the Smiths. I like them, but then I never really got crazy about them. But I don't have to. I don't have to be crazy about a band or an artist to recognize the genius there. Yeah, I mean, it's probably on the level of like a Peter Gabriel. That level of genius. You're an axe? Oh, an ox. I thought you had an axe in Chinese already. Oh, and you've been bucked off ever? Oh my goodness. Well, sorry to hear that, but this is a time to what's the word, blend that duality between ox and horse, and to befriend the horse, and let the horse and the ox befriend each other. And then you won't get bucked off. Remember the movie Dune? Once they started to tune into the worms rather than see that as the destructive enemy, like the giant worms. Once he figured out that was like, well, anyways, I'm getting a little bit wordy. But once he figured out that you can tune into the energy, then he was riding the worms. They weren't the enemy anymore. So anyways, I thought I think that's a very good analogy. Okay, they can bring me right to the top card, Ascended Master. So this is the angel therapy card from the former incarnation in the same body of Doreen Virtue. and powerful, loving, and wise spiritual teachers are watching over and guiding you. So that's the angelic message for us, to acknowledge our ascended masters also, like Saint Germain, for example, which you can catch the channeling again on Mr. Floyd's channeling channel. So to wrap things up, we do mediumship on the Medium channel. It's free, of course, on Halloween night, 8 p.m. Eastern time. 7 p.m. we're going to do some frequency work, some portal work to help us to integrate the shadow, so that we can come more into our power as we come into the new Celtic year. And then we have other live streams coming up also. See that universally show me more. Beautiful card. So what I need. All right, very good. So see that universally show me more. Okay. All right, so that's a good message for those that have issues with horses. They want to befriend us, basically. They are really magnificent beings. So I've never rode though. Really the encounter I have with horses after this story, I'll let you guys go. But the encounter that I had was this beautiful, huge horse named Cosmos. She is a female horse, stood about 8 feet high, basically. And I was with my friend Jen, who was working with a lady that had horses. They were like show horses. But anyway, wherever I walk, it was a huge cage. This horse would walk with me, and then would stand right next to me on the other side of the cage. Then when I walked to the other end, the horse did the same thing, followed me and walked into the other edge. And and then I just really felt the energy of this horse, and I just knew, like I intrinsically knew that these were really amazing beings also. So anyway, just wanted to share that with you guys. Thank you. I think Wednesday we're back doing the psychic forecast channel messages for November. That should be very, very interesting. Thank you. Big hugs to all of you. We're back to 33 on the chat. So master of the master numbers, that is us. We are here to ascend and to help make a difference. Love you guys.